Perhaps you've heard Winter Promise integrates the best of all homeschool approaches into one curriculum. If you've heard that, you may wonder, well, how do the strengths of these different approaches offset the weaknesses of others? How does that work exactly? Well, we're going to be talking through that in this video. One of the things that we want to start with are the different approaches, the major approaches that Winter Promise integrates into our curriculum. Those would be the literature approach, the classical approach, traditional schooling methods, hands-on learning like kinesthetic activities, Charlotte Mason ideals, and then kind of those bells and whistles products that make schooling kind of have a little zip. So we integrate all of those learning avenues, those major homeschool approaches, and I want to kind of explain how we use them and also how the way we use them actually helps you eliminate the downsides of any one of those approaches. Most any curriculum you find out there is going to major on one of these homeschool approaches. You're probably familiar with a lot of major homeschooling companies, and usually they call themselves either the literature approach or the classical approach, or maybe hands-on kinesthetic learning. Well, here at Winter Promise, we integrate all of these. We have a heavy emphasis in Charlotte Mason ideals, but we do integrate the best of what is being offered by the literature approach, the classical approach, and these other approaches. So let's start with the literature approach and how Winter Promise integrates that. Winter Promise is really based around the idea of reading great books. Not only is that concept embraced by the literature approach, but Charlotte Mason advocated that as well, so it's a major part of our Winter Promise program. The strengths of literature as an approach is that the student gets to read great literature, it inspires students, and really gives them a good sense of time and place in other times throughout history and other geographical locations around the world. It gives you a sense of maybe how a middle-aged city might have smelled or sounded. So it really takes the student there and gives them a real sense of what people were thinking or feeling or going through in a certain place and time in history. The weakness of the literature approach, however, is often cited as being that students don't really learn hard facts. In other words, they're reading a lot of great books, but can they tell you actually when Christopher Columbus crossed the ocean, or say how many states Lewis and Clark went through? It's kind of a problem. So that weakness is something that Winter Promise strives to overcome. Well, how do we do that?